So welcome to the channel. It's the 26th of April 2017. We're looking at the 210 at Epsom, the 5 furlong handicap, a decent race, and we're also going to introduce our race analysis sheet. Now this gives us all the at a glance preferences for the horse, the bookmakers prices, the betting forecasts, and the current Betfair odds in the morning at around about 11:30. And we're going to be looking at introducing that over the next few videos so people can get used to the idea of using the race analysis sheets, and also it contains trading advice for the prices that's on offer. So we're going to look at that a little bit later on. We're going to also look at the form and see how the graphs interact with the form and the race analysis sheets and our opinions on the race as it goes. Now this is going to be used in the future in accordance with the racing services that we've got on at the moment, and you can go over to the channel if you want to have a look at those racing services. We've created a special playlist for that, so have a look if you want to get involved with that. Just a reminder that these tutorials will remain free to view, so no problem there. And let's have a look at the horses on offer. So as I say, we're going to look at the form, come back, look at the prices we've put in, and explain our thinking behind the trades on this particular race. So these are the 10 runners that are included in the race. LC Saloon, that was declared yesterday, is now a non-runner. So let's have a look at Dutiful Son, the first one. I've already got it open here, and we'll minimise that so we can concentrate on Dutiful Son. Now you can see the turf form of the horse is non-existent in the last 2 years, and it's more of an all-weather performer. So let's click on the all-weather form, see if the preferences add up to this race. First thing that strikes me about the horse is the distance, and we look at today's distance, 5 furlongs, and rating of 81, average race rating 79, and a total rating of 160. So we're going to look at, see if we can get these preferences matched on the all-weather. First of all, the distance. The horse hasn't run over 5 furlongs since January the 11th as a 5-year-old, and it was beaten 13 lengths, 10 of 10. So first of all, we're looking at the horse and saying, well, we're not convinced about the 5 furlongs distance. Now let's have a look at the second one, which is the 160 total and the 79 class. Well, last time out at Kempton, over 6 furlongs, it ran more or less up to that particular grade. So I've got no problems about the class of the horse. It can run in this grade, it can perform well. So we're just looking at the distance as a stumbling block to Dutiful Son, and also the going. Obviously no turf form, so whether it will perform as well on turf as it does on the all-weather, and some horses don't, again that's open to debate. So there's a little bit of a problem with that particular one. And the other thing that we're going to be looking at over the next few is obviously the draw. Now Dutiful Son has a decent draw in the field because it doesn't matter where you're drawn on the Epsom Sprint. It's a straight 5 furlongs, so we're not going to be concerned about the draw. So the only stumbling block for Dutiful Son is the distance, and that's why we're going to pass it over as a trading option unless we get a massive price. The second horse is Just That Lord, and it's pretty lightly raced on the turf. We've got a win here at Windsor on May the 2nd. That was in a lower grade than today, 79, so we would want to have a look at something a little bit better than that before we would think about trading it. And we got that here at Windsor on May the 30th. Now it finished second of 6, beaten 1.5 lengths, and the grade in that race was much higher than today, so we're going down 8 in class. Now the problem with Just That Lord is that this form is way back on May the 30th. So we're going a long way back before we look at the form on the turf. Certainly based on this performance here, it can win the race here, but we want to look at more recent form for this horse. So let's have a look on the all-weather. and it ran on April the 15th at Kempton Park over 5 furlongs, which is today's distance, and the class of the race was 90, which again is quite considerably higher than today, and it was only beaten 1 1/4 lengths. So I'm quite happy to say that the class of the race for Just That Lord is not important. We've already signified that it can run a decent race over that particular preference. So the only thing we're looking at is the price of the horse. We're going to be looking at that a little bit later on. If it's a tradable option, then we can look at Just That Lord as one of those what we want to get involved in. Latham is one of the favourites. I'll just click that down. Is one of the favourites here, so it's going to be unlikely that we're going to get a trade on the horse, but we can just keep an eye on it in case it drifts out and we can get a decent price. Now if you're trading on the shorter price horses, it's not a question of putting in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different trades at those pretty remote odds of 6.2, 6.4. What we're looking to do with these horses is to make one bet, put that in, and then hope the market turns and we can lay that one bet off. If the market doesn't turn, we'll leave the money into the race because we think it's got a decent chance. So the shorter prices, we're looking to trade once at an odds that we think will turn in the market and then leave that money in. You can always cut your losses if you want to, if the price continues to drift, but you don't want to be putting 10 bets on at 6.2, 6.4, 6.6 and trading off, because there's not that much in the way of a space between the trade bet and the trade lay. So these shorter prices, just one single bet and then try and lay it off a little bit lower down. So we'll keep our eye on Latham. It's got the class, as you can see here. This race at Goodwood, which is a similar track to Epsom in that it's downhill, that was a decent run. Class is down 6, down 3 in the weights, similar going and similar distance, and it was only beaten a length, so you'd expect Latham to be pretty competitive on the form in this race. Now let's have a look at the all-weather. We don't have anything to go on with the all-weather, so that's Latham sorted. Let's have a look at the next horse on the list, which is going to be Majestic Hero. Again, let's just put that down. So Majestic Hero is the horse that ticks all the preferences. On April the 18th at Newmarket, ran over 5 furlongs on Good to Firm, finished second, beating a short head, rated 88, and the race itself was 89. And you can see today a massive difference in class. We've gone down 10 in class, so we don't need to look any further. We don't need to look any further back on Majestic Hero. We know that it likes the distance, we know that it likes the ground, and it's dropped in class. So Majestic Hero, it will be one of the favourites. Again, if we can get a bit of a drift on the price, we can put the bet on and hope the price comes down. Again, because it's short price, we're only looking to put one bet on. We're not going to play the trades. We're going to put one bet on and hope the price comes back down, and then we can lay it off. So that's Majestic Hero. Let's have a look at the next one on the list. Now for me, Major Pusey is the interesting runner in the race, and if we go back to last year's form, we can see that it's won 2 races on Good to Firm and soft ground, so the ground doesn't really seem like it's a problem whatever happens with it. So it can win on soft, it's won on Good to Firm, so the ground is not a problem. 5 furlongs is its best distance, so we've got 2 wins here. We've got a second of 12 here at Sandown, so again distance is okay. We're just looking at the form of the race, 159, and if we go here at Newmarket on June the 24th, you can see we're identical total race rating. So we've got the class of the race is no problem, the total rating is fine, distance is okay, and the ground again is fine, and the price of the horse is edging up towards 50. So this is going to be one of the horses, or probably the horse, that we're going to play on. Now why is it a big price? Well, based on its turf form, I would say it's certainly too high in the market. On the all-weather, we've got this run at Kempton, which was last time out, and on the bare form, you would say it ran no sort of race, finishing 9th of 9, beating 6 lengths. But if you watch the race, you can actually see the horse rearing as the stalls opened and losing ground at the start. So we can totally disregard this performance here on the all-weather, which incidentally was its first handicap run on the all-weather. So we're more interested in the form from last year, with all of these preferences okay for the horse. And because it's a big price, this is the horse that we're going to look to trade during the race. If we can, maybe hedge out before the race, but certainly trade in the market at the higher prices. Monumental Man is now an 8-year-old, and you can see the form dipping last year and even beaten in race rating of 63 at Goodwood over today's conditions. And it's now rated 85. So where's that rating come from? It was rated 70, it got beat, and now its rating is 85 and running in a 79 class race. So if we go on the all-weather, we can see that it's had a decent run of form on that particular sphere, and the rating has gone up. So if we go back to the turf, it was rated 70 on August the 28th. That was its turf form rating, and if we go back to that part, we can see that it ran better on the all-weather. December the 8th there, winning at Chelmsford, rated 74, total rating 148, and it's gradually increased. Now last time out was a very good performance, but only in a field of 5, and the time before that ran quite well again, only beating 2.5 lengths at Chelmsford in a similar class, or just a bit better class than today's rating at Epsom. And we can see that it likes Epsom because it won this particular race as a 6-year-old going back. But I'm not convinced about the turf form back end, and I'm going to pass that over purely because, again, the price on offer at the moment is not all that high. So Monumental Man, capable on its day. Turf form plummeted a little bit, in fact quite a lot last year, and regained the winning thread on the all-weather. So all in all, I'm a little bit debatable on Monumental Man. I'm going to leave it alone, even though it could run a decent race. We need a big price to start trading that one. A Normal Equilibrium is similar to the one we've just looked at in that it won this race before. In fact, it won it last year on soft ground. It can handle good to firm here at Newbury, finishing 2nd of 7. And the class of the race, based on this run on April the 20th, is quite a bit below that particular form. We've got this good run here going back to May the 21st, beating 2.25 lengths. So based on that, you'd say the horse had a decent chance. Now it stopped running on the turf on July the 7th at Newmarket. Let's switch to the all-weather form. So it didn't run again till December the 20th at Kempton, finishing 6th of 10. Again, that was quite a decent race, and then its form seems to drop off. And we've got this run last time out at Wolverhampton, where it should have run a lot better than its finishing position suggests, 9th of 11. So we're going into today's race on a bit of a bad performance, and there's no real excuse for that performance here. So yes, it's capable of winning the race. I'm not convinced that it's in tip-top condition, so even at the odds at the moment, which is again a little bit low, 7.2, I would be wanting a lot higher price for Normal Equilibrium to be trading. So I'm going to definitely bypass that one, even though it's got this form in the bag here at Epsom. And it would be no surprise if it ran a decent race, because its rating has dropped now to 76, so you could say that it's quite well in. But the price more than anything makes me pass it over as a trading option. So I'm getting rid of that one. Pixeline is a 5-year-old. Today's class is fine. You can see there beating a short head, 2nd of 12. But today's trip is 5 furlongs, and it is a speedy 5 furlongs. And we need to go back to its 3-year-old career to see that it's run well over these conditions. So again, the price is not that high. We're looking at a price for Pixeline at the moment at 11.5. So I'm not convinced that that's going to be a tradable option either. And you might find that that actually drifts a little bit in the market. So just summing up that one, form is fine apart from the distance at Epsom. It has run well over 5 furlongs before, but that was 2 years ago. So again, I would want a much higher price for Pixeline to be a tradable proposition. Next horse, Sand Frank Skipsco, and this is another one in with a shout based on all known form. Here at Newbury on August the 12th, 5 furlongs, and the class of the race 165, 157, and it ran a decent race here as well at Ascot on September the 3rd. So we're looking at form that is quite within its reach, trading at around 15.5 presently. We would want a little bit higher value before we got involved. And the final one we're going to look at in the Epsom 210 is Shamshon. This one raced as a 5-year-old, didn't get in the winners enclosure but ran some mighty races, beaten a short won a race there at Ascot on the soft ground, first of 16, so that's pretty good form. And it's also got form on good to firm at Ascot, or again over 5 furlongs, rated of 95, and it's dropping quite considerably in class today. So this is another one that we could trade if we got the position where the market drifted the price out a little bit, and then we could make the single trade and hope the market turns. So we'd be looking at just getting a little bit more than we are at the moment. The price on offer is 8.6. We'd want that to go out a little bit further, maybe up towards 11 or 12, something like that. So quite a competitive race, plenty in with a shout. Most of these horses are round about the price that they should be. The only one that's out of sync is Major Pusey, so we're going to look and see if we can get some trades on that at one of the higher prices. So this is the race analysis sheet for April the 26th 2017. This is what we use to have an overview of the race and put in some of our own trading ideas. So April the 26th 2017, Epsom 210, class 3 handicap, 4-year-olds and upwards, 5 furlongs on good ground, and I think that's now changed to good to firm or good in places. So we've got the listed horses. Now it looks quite complicated to start with, but it's not that much in terms of when you get used to using the different symbols and see what they are for. So the green is positive, red is negative, and orange is unproven at this stage. So Shamshon, we've got 3 positives: the distance, the class and the draw. They are possibly the 3 most important along with going. Not too bothered about recent run if we've got these other 4 in place, as long as we're not going back 6 months or 7 months after it's had a run in the same season. So what I'm saying is, if it ran towards the end of last turf season, it's bound to have a long time before its next run. So if it ran in April during the turf season and then didn't come out again till August, you'd have a bit more of a problem. So these are the preferences, like we say. We've got recent run, a negative for Latham, which didn't run till the end of last season, but I'm willing to overlook that if these are all green. Now the recent run or recent form again is going back to last season. Majestic Hero has 6 green stars, so that means it is okay on every preference up here. So recent run, yes, going, distance, class, draw and recent form. But the price you can see you get in there is quite low, and sometimes you'll get a big price even though these are all green. And these are the betting forecasts at 8 AM. These are the bookmaker best prices at 8 AM. So you can see there's not a lot of difference, apart from maybe Monumental Man and Major Pusey, in the difference between the betting forecast and the prices. Now as you get closer to midday, the prices start to change, and these are the current race odds on Betfair. So Shamshon 8.2, Latham 5.6, etc. Monumental Man drifted out to 15, just that low, round about the same price. Dutiful Sun drifting out, possibly because of this distance issue. And then we've got Major Pusey, who's again holding up quite well. We still want this big price here, so we have to wait a little bit further. And San Francisco also drifting out, but only slightly. The one they've come for in the market is normal equilibrium, and you can see our price differs quite markedly from the price on offer here. So over here we've got our trading advice. Now we can trade any of these horses at these prices. Now don't forget, if we're putting a bet on Shamshon, the red and the orange is a single bet in the market. We're not doing the proper trading. We're putting a single bet in the market at these odds, in the view of the horse correcting to its more realistic price as the race gets closer. So we're putting in one bet in the market. We're not risking a big chunk of our betting trading options. We're just putting one bet in the market at a price that we think is too big for that particular horse's form. And if we got Shamshon at 14, I'd be quite happy to leave the bet in the market. Hopefully that would turn and go in and we can lay it off, or we can lay it in running, and I normally would trade that at half the price. So there is a chance with these orange and red where you're actually going to lose on the race. Now we're going to look at that in a little bit more detail later on, but so far on level 1 and level 2 we've not got to that stage, but these are the options that we're going to be looking at a little bit later. So Shamshon 14, I'd be quite happy, but it would only be one single bet in the market at the price, waiting for the turn. Latham 7.4, Majestic Hero 8.4. And now we come to the proper trading ranges. Now you can concentrate if you want on these instead of this higher risk strategy. So the trading ranges, these are the prices that we want before we start trading. Now Shamshon 16, Latham 8.2, Majestic Hero 11. They're quite a long way off the prices they are at the moment, but if we get money for another horse in the race, then these could easily drift out to these prices. I've seen it many times before, so don't think that it can't happen. It certainly does, and it will in the future. Pixeline, and put these in black because this is the minimum price that we want to start looking at the horse. Pixeline 27, and based on market forces I might trade a little bit higher. So if the market is pushing up with strength of money, I'll leave it and let the price go up above 27, but that's where I'm getting interested in the horse at that price. Dutiful Son 38 is a decent price, but I've got a problem with the distance for this horse, and it may get outpaced very quickly, and then you can't trade in running because the prices just fly out. So I'm not really interested in Dutiful Son as a trading option. So that one doesn't have any colour next to it. That's the one that I'm not interested in trading. Doesn't mean to say it can't win the race. It's in form, it won over 6 furlongs. It's just that I don't particularly want to trade that horse. Now Major Pusey, we've put that in at 60 because that's the horse that we want to trade on. That's the price that we're looking for to put in, and if we can trade at that price, that is the main one that we want to look at in this contest. And the price that we put in is 60, and you can see the price at the moment is 32. Now don't be put off by that. Again, the price can drift out quite markedly, especially as we get closer to the race time. And San Francisco, like these three, put in at 23 and 14. And again, these are just starting positions based on the market forces. So in summary, we're going to put a bet on a Shamshon, one single trade at 14. That's a medium risk trading range. If we put it in at 12, that would be more risky. It could go a bit higher. So 14 is a medium risk trading range. If it went to 16, we would do the proper trading. Major Pusey, 50 is a starting position, but 60 is possibly what we want to trade at. So I'll change that to 60 just to be a bit clearer. We're going to put that in at 60. That's the green. That's the trigger for our trading position to start properly. And if we get it in at 50, we could maybe put one bet on at 50. Just a single bet in the market like these others. But we're really hoping for Major Pusey to drift out to 60. If it doesn't happen, we don't play it on the market as a whole. And then we've got Majestic Hero 8.4. Again, that's a lower end trading range. One single bet in the market, hoping the price is going to return to more normal levels. And we've got a middle stake here, middle range risk on Latham at 7.4. As always, if you can hedge or trade in running on both, do so. If you're hedging before the market, that's better, or trade in running if you've built up a big profit and you want to try and win a little bit more. If you're in a position where you're losing money with a 5-minute marker, cut your losses by clicking on the hedge market. It is better to lose a little bit of money than it is to lose a large amount. That's because it kills momentum, and psychologically you have to win that money back. So any losses that you're making, get out of the market, cut your losses at the 5-minute alarm marker. And at the bottom we've got a bit of a description on what we think on the race. So I'll just run through that. Recent turn form is at a premium. Eyes are automatically drawn to Majestic Hero, and that is because of obviously the 5 green stars. A price of 6.0 is fair enough, but we would need to go higher for trading purposes, and that reflects what we've said over here on the trading advice. Shamshon and Latham are slightly lower prices in the betting market, but worthy of trades at the right price, and I've put those right prices in. So 14 for Shamshon, 7.4 for Latham. The major one in green is Major Pusey, which has good form over these conditions. We've looked at that, and if the trade is anywhere near the 50 and upwards mark, then we're going to go into the market. So 60 would be the first point that would trigger our proper trading performance, and then we put in 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, even 90, 95 if the price goes that far. So we're going to looking to trade between this range here, 60 and 85. And we can trade between 14 and 18, so that's a single bet in the market. But I'm also putting in these figures just in case the market is strong on the lay side and is pushing up. So if you're going against the tide, if you're putting in at 14 when the momentum is going upwards, the strength of market forces is going upwards, then just leave it a little bit more and take the higher prices. So I hope you found that useful. If you've got any problems with that, if you want to ask any questions about the race analysis sheet, please leave it in the comment section and we can all discuss what's going on here. So that's the race analysis sheet. We will be introducing that more in later videos. We'll also be looking at these strategies, the higher risk strategies of the low trading range and the medium range as we go through level 2 up towards level 3. So this is the race in question, the 210 Epsom 5 furlongs handicap, and we've got the most of the runners on view, and we've put in the target prices that we're looking for. So Major Pusey in at 60, Latham 7.4, Normal Equilibrium 14, etc. going along. And when the alarm hits those prices, we will get notification that the market is in play. So we can sit back, we can relax. We don't need to be looking at these horses now. I'm going to get rid of the Dutiful Sun one because we said we're not going to trade on that, and in place of that I'm going to put in Majestic Hero. So Dutiful Sun is the one we're discarding on the race, and like I said before, it's not because it doesn't have any chance in the race. It can certainly win the race, just that we don't want to trade it because our race analysis sheet throws up a problem of the 5 furlongs distance. So that's what we're going to look at there, and the Majestic Hero, we're going to put that in a little bit lower down. 8.4 is the trade price for Majestic Hero. Now it looks like the prices are quite a way off what you'll see, and this is usual for a race in the morning, and eventually you'll see some green shoots, I like to call them green shoots, coming through up towards the price that we want. If it doesn't happen, if the prices don't get reached, then we'll just leave the race and we'll move on to the next one. So you don't have to play in the race just because you've done all the form, just because you've done the trading race analysis sheets. If the prices don't get matched, we don't play in the race. You've got to stick to your targets, as there's absolutely no point putting them in whatsoever. So this is the position, 2.5 hours to the race. Hopefully we'll get some shoots coming through. We might get some prices taken. We'll see what we can do on the race, and if nothing happens, we've looked at the form, we've looked at the race analysis sheet, so it has been a beneficial video in that respect. And the next video we'll look at putting it all into practice again, and maybe looking at the prices getting taken and moving on to some of the trades. So that's the position we're in on the 210 at Epsom. We'll come back a little bit later to see what the position is. So we've now got the little green shoots coming through on San Frank skip score, and this is moving up towards our price at 23. Now don't forget, we put the price in as at 23 with a black colour, so that means that although we're interested in the horse when it reaches that price, we're not automatically going to be trading at 23, and we're going to be watching to see if the horse will go any higher and see what the market forces are when it gets to that price. So if there's plenty of money on this side and not a lot on that side, then we're going to watch a little bit longer and see if the price can push up any further. So the price is at 19, we've got a little bit of money here, £31, and then we've got nothing at all really at 20, couple of pounds at 21, £4 at 22, and then this £15 at 23. And if we push up a little bit further, you can see there's actually nothing substantial behind the 23 mark. So if it did get to 23 and we've got nothing on this side, we're not going to go against the market force. We're not going to take the 23. We're going to wait for the market to push up a little bit further, wait till some money comes in on this side, and then possibly take the money. So if you've got a big gap like that between what your price is that you've put in for the alert and the next price up, it might pay, or it possibly does pay, to just wait a little bit longer, see if you can get a better price on the trade. So let's just move down again, see what's going to happen with this particular horse. So we've got this nothing at 20 up to 22, and then we've got this little barrier here at 23. And this is what it's all about, just putting in your target prices, waiting for the little shoots to arrive, and then playing as the market develops, seeing what you feel, what the price you think is going to develop from that position. The price may return back below the line here, but if it doesn't reach that, we're no problem. We just won't trade on the race. So we've got the position sorted, and we'll see what develops. What you mustn't do is go in below your target figure. So for example, just because you've seen the green shoot coming in and you think it might go down or start to go down, panic and take the 19. You mustn't do that. You must wait for the market to come to you. And if you look at the price now on Major Pusey, the one we looked at as the main trading proposition on the race, you can see the price has actually collapsed from a high of 50-55 down to 20. So there's plenty more people think that this horse has a better chance than the market initially expected. Now that's the case. We're not going to chase the price down. We'll just leave it alone, wait for another day, wait for a different horse maybe to come in, which is the one we're looking at with San Frank skip score. So Major Pusey was the gem that was hidden in the race. Not to say it's going to win the race, but certainly other traders consider the form to be better than that initial position. So why did we not take the early money? Well, the reason for that is because we start trading at 11 o'clock, and anything before that is going to get away from us. In the past, we've traded before 11 o'clock, and then before 11 o'clock, and then the non-runners come in. It disregards all the market. All that work you've put in, 2 or 3 hours trading that you've done in the morning, is all wasted because the horse is a non-runner. And that is a massive problem in racing at the moment. You'll find that as you trade on the markets, that you'll get a horse, you'll get the money sorted out, you'll build up a profit, and then it will be a non-runner. So that's the reason we don't trade before 11 o'clock. And also before 11 o'clock, if the non-runners come out, the market reforms, and it takes a while to reform as well. So all in all, you do miss out on some prices some of the time, but in general it's best to wait till round about 11 o'clock onwards before you start your trades. And we've got another position developing here on Majestic Hero. So this was the one that was quite a long way away from its price that we set. So we set the price at 8.4, and remember the price when we looked at it was round about 5.4, something like that. And we said at the time that we've seen it that the price will drift out to this position, and this is just what we're talking about. The price is now gone up to 7. There's plenty of opposition coming in here at 7. Not much money at 7.2, 7.4, 7.6. So there is every possibility now that the price is going to reach the 8.4. And remember, that is the single trade that we're going to do on that. So we're not going to be doing the normal trade where you put in lots of back and lay. We're just doing one particular trade. Now there is money being taken here at 7. Somebody thinks that's value. Personally, I think it's an alright price, but our target price is 8.4, and hopefully with more money coming in elsewhere, for example Major Pusey coming down to 20, that has got a knock-on effect on other prices. So Majestic Hero is starting to drift out. So that's two shoots that looked unlikely about an hour and a half ago that is now coming into fruition. And this is what you'll find in your trades. You'll start off thinking that nothing is ever going to happen, and then as the afternoon wears on, you'll start getting these shoots and your trade will start to develop. But there's some money coming in now at 7.4, so that may be the height of its powers, but we're still going to wait to see if we can get 8.4. And the money on Shamshon may also affect these other prices. So you can see the one that we looked at this morning, we suggested in the trading advice. Again, that's not gone in the direction that we wanted, so we're going to leave that alone, but it just shows you that other people can see the worth of the form in the race, and they're backing Shamshon accordingly. So these are the 4 that we initially looked at to trade on. Major Pusey coming rapidly in price. Shamshon is the one that's pushing in as well, and Majestic Hero is the one that's taking the hit. So this one is benefiting from these two being backed in. Latham as well was one we looked at earlier, and that stopped round about the same price. Time is now 1:20, 50 minutes away from race time, and you can see that Monumental Man is also beginning to sprout these little green shoots. So we've now got these 3 horses available. You can see the price was taken at 23 on St Frank Skipsco. So what we're doing here, we're waiting to see what the market produces. At the moment we've got just as much money on this side as we have on the bet side if we look at the position from 23. And if you look at the graph, it's not a steep curve upwards, it's more of a gradual process of going upwards. We would want the graph to be more at an angle going upwards, shows a sharp increase in movement going out. At the moment it's undecided whether the price is going to go down or the price is going to go up. We're round about this 23 mark. Now if that was a concrete bet that we'd put in the trading advice, we would advise to go in at 23, but because it's one of the black coloured starting positions, this is the minimum price that we're allowed to go at, or we want to go into the market, 23. And because we're getting closer to post time, we could still see a more expansive move upwards. So we're not going to go in at 23, we're going to wait till the market develops, see if we can get a little bit higher. 23 was the minimum price we wanted. We've still got this opposition up here, but we have also got opposition here. If we didn't have this opposition here, there was not much money going on here, then I'd be quite happy to start trading at 23. So let's just watch the market over the next half an hour, see what develops, see what happens to Monumental Man as well, and also Majestic Hero. 42 minutes to race time, and we've got another green shoot appearing over here on Latham. So that's 4 of the 10 runners that we've set the prices, and then we've got the price going close to, if not past, that particular price. So the only one that's gone up to the mark at the moment is St Frank Skipsco, but the other 3 are showing promise of going a little bit further. And you remember when we first put the prices up, then there was a big difference between what we wanted, the price we wanted, and the price it was at the time. So this is the patient, playing the patient game.
Fully matched.
And that's been taken at 7.4 Latham. So that could now be an option. Because we're getting closer to post time, that's going to be the single bet. So we need to watch that and see if we can make a trade on at 7.4. Everything happened very quickly there, so we're just going to have to watch now and see if that goes back above 7.4. Half an hour to post time, and now we've got the fifth horse coming through with the green shoots, and that is Normal Equilibrium. Another one that was coloured in black, so this is the minimum price we're looking at. We are getting closer to post time, so the market is getting more and more volatile. So it may be that we're not going to end up with a trade on this race, but you can see the benefits of setting the prices at the level that you want. We have had skirmishes with Latham, which went to 7.4, but only a little bit of money came in at that price. And if it had gone a little bit higher, or maybe more money at that stage, then we could have put the money on at 7.4. But nevertheless, it hit the target. We didn't get the trade on it. Normal Equilibrium is a little bit late in the day now to be drifting out to 14. Incidentally, a price that we suggested was more realistic about 2.5–3 hours ago. We've also had a skirmish with San Frank Skip Score at 23. Again, the price is holding up at that price. We have got plenty of money on this side, but we've also got opposition on this side. Monumental Man went up to 21.22, not far off the target price of 24, and Majestic Hero as well went up to 7.4, again not that far off the target price. So all in all, it's been a decent video for showing you the race analysis sheets, what our thinking is with certain horses, and setting targets, being patient, waiting for the right prices. If the prices don't come, then leave the race alone, watch it, enjoy the race, knowing that you've got no involvement in it, and move on to the next one. We've still got about half an hour left, but the time is running out for making these trades. And these horses have gone near to their target position purely on the basis of the money for Shamshan, which has come in now to 4-1 or 5.0 if you like in digital terms on the exchanges. So over the next few videos we're going to be looking at more race analysis. We're going to be putting in target prices that we think are achievable, and hopefully we'll get some trades, or more trades than we've had today, more over the next 3 or 4 videos. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. So no trades today. We've learnt quite a lot. We've got the race analysis sheet going. We've put in the targets. One or two of them just about reached the amount that we were looking for. It's now getting a bit late in the day. We're only 6.5 minutes to post time. I'm not a big fan of the more volatile market as you get close to post time. So we're going to leave it there for this particular race. Hopefully we'll use the same strategy in the next few videos, look at more race analysis, look at the form in depth, and hopefully in the next race or two we'll get some trades and show you how everything works in that respect. So we're going to follow it through. We're going to see the race unfold and see what wins the race, and take it from there for the next video. So I'll take this opportunity to thank the people that have already become customers of the packages, the service that we've got provided for you. Thanks very much for that. Also a big thank you to the subscribers that are coming on to the channel. More than ever before. We've got 273 now and building all the time. And also thank you to the viewers for taking the time and trouble to view this particular episode. So we are about a minute past post time. Let's have a look at the prices on offer as we go into the stalls. Major Pusey is definitely the springer in the race. We didn't get the trade at 60. It's a long way off that now. It's 16.0. Latham 5.5. Normal Equilibrium just drifting out to 11. Shamshan also drifting out late on to 7.0. Just That Lord always round about the same price. Pixeline quite well back. San Frank Skip Score has gone out to 28. A bit late in the day to be trading that one. And Monumental Man is another one that's just drifting slightly. Again, late in the day to trade that. And Majestic Hero at 6.2. So just a couple of minutes past, waiting for the race. Sucker. That's the race started. So let's have a look at the in-running prices. We don't have anything ourselves in the in-running market, but it will be interesting just to see the prices develop. So Monumental Man probably at the front, that's why the price has gone down sharply. Shamshon up to 12.5 at halfway stage. Latham gone out to 24. Normal Equilibrium coming into about 3.1 now. Halfway stage past. Majestic Hero trading at 3. Into Odds On, Shade of Odds On, Majestic Hero 2 to 1 on. Still a very short price. Going in a lot further. Looks like it's going to win the race. Majestic Hero won the race, and some disappointing efforts in there, but there will be races for other ones. So the 5-star or the 6-star horse Majestic Hero won the race, and we move on to the next video. So once again, thanks for watching. Hopefully I will see you in the next video. So as stated on the video, the full racing packages are now available. Take your trading to another level. Professional advice and support, all our racing services are now available on the Exchange Trader channel. We have a range of packages to suit your needs, including bronze, silver and gold programs. We can also customize our range to suit your own needs and requirements. Benefits include full race form, race analysis sheets, ongoing support and help, and one-to-one feedback on your own trading performance. Click on the link under the video to access our full service playlist, or send an email to exchangetrader@btinternet.com for more information. Remember, places are limited on all packages, so act quickly to secure your place. A massive thanks to the customers already on side, as well as our growing list of subscribers and viewers.